gay. No, but seriously, this time, like, you're actually really gay. So, welcome back. It is Gay Rave, season 3, episode 2, and this is the Gabby L. And happy June, everybody. Happy Pride Month. We officially made it. And the way that you know that it's Pride Month is because I ran into my former couples therapist at the Liberty game yesterday. I was walking in, first of all, so hungover yesterday. I'll tell you in a second. I'm walking in, I get through security. It's Ellie's birthday. So I have this like Ellie's birthday towel. I'm stressed out. I'm sweating my dick off. I look over, there she is. First of all, I'm in practically a disguise. I have like, my glasses, my hat, I have a big sweater on, and I just point at her. I point straight at her like a child who sees a crazy person. So I was like, oh my God, Catherine, hey. So got to give her a hug, got to say hello, but that woman saw me at a really weird point in my day, in my weekend. So she probably thinks I am doing hashtag so poorly. So I'm sorry to that woman. I am not doing as bad as it seemed at that time. Okay, so happy Pride Month to all who celebrate. How did I know I was gay? You may ask. Well, I used to cry to that Macklemore song in college like every single day. It's like Same Love, the one where he was like, when I was in the 3rd grade, I thought that I was gay. And did I spread the rumor that Macklemore was gay? Yes, I did. I'm pretty sure Ginge still thinks he's gay. She never learned the truth. Because I am, say it with me, a liar. So I did love that song. And it's like, I can't change. So yeah, I was not out at the time. I was not seeing women. I was just crying to that song like a real ally would, bitch. Okay. And you know what? Macklemore could be gay. And his discography is not helping with those rumors. I know I wasn't either by saying that he was, but his music wasn't helping. Downtown, a gay anthem. Thrift shop, we are not even getting started talking about that. So, yes, I was very hungover on Sunday. And it was so funny. I went to go volunteer. I volunteer at the California Center, and I have never had less water in my life. So I am like moving a bunch of clothes between rooms at the California Center. First of all, 10 a.m. volunteering. I'm up, truly questioning all of my life decisions, but that's how it's supposed to be on June 1. That's how it's supposed to be. So I get there, I'm like doing my little thing. I'm like trying to like listen to music, and the only thing that can come to mind is Running Up That Hill. Kate something. Bush? Yeah. Yeah, Kate Bush, I want to say. And if I got that wrong, I'm going to hear it. I can already hear people screaming at me from here, but that's totally fine. Okay, so I'm listening to that one song on repeat in a room with the door closed, and I try to like crack a window. I am like sweating so much. I'm so hungover. I haven't had one sip of water all day. I haven't peed in hours. I am just truly so uncomfortable. So finally I like leave the room, and I need to like go and get more stuff and get help, and I forget like my phone is on sound, and I get a phone call. It's a spam phone call, but my ringtone still goes off. And in this moment, it's me and a bunch of people like working at the center, and I forgot that I have a ringtone. My phone is never on sound, so I don't ever hear it. But years and years ago, I didn't download a ringtone. I created one on my computer, and I then sent it to my phone and then uploaded into my ringtones. And now it carried over to every iPhone I've ever owned. And you will never guess the song that is my ringtone still to this day that went going off in the California Center at 11 a.m. on Sunday. I'll give you a second. You're not going to guess. Okay. They should have kicked me out on site. This should have been like the true crime of all crimes. So it is Never Let You Go by Third Eye Blind. And it is so shocking. And I wish I got a phone call right now. Let me see if I could play it for you. Because who has a fucking ringtone, number one? Number two, I forgot it existed. And what message is this sending? I'm going to need to take a poll of people, because what message is this sending? I'm going to be so honest with you. I don't even know. How do we even get to ringtone? Sound? Oh, ringtone. Yeah, here, listen. That is the loudest sound I've ever heard in my life. That is truly the loudest sound I've ever heard in my life. So that happened, and they probably wanted to kick me out then and there, but still, I was doing my best. Okay, let's jump into current events, because we are in Pride Month. We have a lot to talk about. J-Lo hosted the American Music Awards, I want to say, and she was doing sort of like a mashup of all the songs that were being nominated, the big like songs of the year. So she was like singing and dancing to all these hits as she does, and she ends up doing like a kiss with like one with a person who looks like a man and then one with a person who looks like a woman. And these kisses did not look like Britney, Madonna, Christina type vibes. Like these kisses were looking dry as hell. Like they were looking drier than the desert that was my mouth at volunteering on Sunday. Like they were looking so dry. And like, why is she doing this? J Lo, you don't have to do this. And I hear her, like I know that she has a non-binary kid, but like please dry, bone dry. I truly cannot even describe to you. So you need to go watch it. It's not like a sexy vibe. I think she was trying to find a viral moment, but like it was not giving for me. It was actually felt very anti-LGBTQ, no offense. Okay, so that's that. Speaking of anti-LGBTQ, Jojo Siwa, you know I'm never letting a week go by. She is the new Lana Del Rey from season 1 who kept having all this news about her alligator husband. So she comes up in every episode. This is it. Okay, this is our new Lana. So JoJo, on the start of Pride Month, drops this disgusto barfo photo. That man, Chris Hughes, first of all, Chris Hughes, that like 32-year-old man from Big Brother, he is never going to beat those perv allegations in this house. You are a weirdo, okay? So on Snapchat, on his Snapchat story, he posts a photo of him and JoJo in bed. They look nude. They look nude-ish, and it says Sleeping Beauty, and it's just him, you know, like taking a photo of them, and maybe JoJo's sleeping, but she's smiling a little too hard to be asleep, so I'm pretty sure she's awake. And if they're doing it for like to be memeable or to like to be in the news, like it's working. Unlike JLo's kiss, like it's actually working. So she did drop that on June 1st, and it was a Snapchat story. And I'm like, you know what? You are such a weirdo. You're 32, you're dating JoJo, it's Pride Month, like you're monetizing Snapchat. Like that is perv behaviors. And I'm so sorry to say it, okay? So that's not it on that. And I'm going to move on, but I shouldn't, okay? Moving on. Addison Rae dropped a new song, and Fame is a Gun. I don't totally love the song, I'll be honest. I kind of like the new Tate McRae F1 song, but you know I'm only spinning the new Lord in my head these days, girl. We are only on that new Lord and the new Haim. Haim? Haim? Every time I say Haim, which I'm pretty sure is the accurate way, it always reminds me of Hyman, and so I feel sort of uncomfortable. It's like pronouncing Bon Iver. Like, just say Bon Iver. You know, don't be an asshole. Okay. Moving on. So Addison Rae dropped that song, and she's releasing her first, like her debut album, and she's had like banger after banger. Diet Pepsi still makes the rotation. But she did this thing, like she dropped Ray from her like stage name. So now she's just Addison. And I fear like she dropped the most important part. It's like when HBO Max dropped HBO, like she dropped the more important part of her name. Like Ray is such a bitchy thing to have on your name. Addison Ray is such a bitchy name. Addison, like kind of bitchy, but it's really missing that extra kick. And listen, HBO Max even went back, babe. You can go back too. Okay, Addison, add the Ray back. We need a petition. It is LGBTQ, it is Pride Month, and we need her to add it back. And listen, Addison Ray is on the trajectory of the pop divas, having all this support from the gays. She needs to listen to us. Okay, we're crowdsourcing. All right. Since we're in the music vibe, I will mention that Taylor Swift bought her masters. And the reason why I mention this is because it's good news for us ravers, because now I don't have to feel so bad. We can finally pull out the Picture to Burn homophobic version guilt free, everybody. We can listen to You're Gay and not worry that we are putting money in the pockets of what's his fucking name? Scooter Braun, his bitch ass. Okay, so now we can know that we are putting money in Taylor's pocket when we listen to her homophobic version of that song on her original albums. And, you know, the Swifties are really upset, understandably, that like she's not going to redo one of her albums. I think Reputation, and Reputation has hits. Like I know that it was her like, you know, revenge album against like Kanye and Kim kind of vibes, like she was scorned, but she has some bangers on there, like her sexy song called Dress. I'm pretty sure it's on that album. Only about this just so you can take it off. Like, okay. And everyone was trying to plot that that was for a woman. Girl, please, come on, leave me alone. Okay, moving into rave reviews. First rave review, releasing your bastard sister on Instagram. We have a new Hadid just drop. Okay, so the Hadid sisters, Bella and Gigi, supermodels or whatever, just well known for being skinny in bathing suits and shit. They released on Instagram that their father had a bastard child that they've known about for years. So there's another, I think her name is like Honora or something like that. I gotta look it up. I should have looked this up beforehand. So they dropped that they have another Hadid sister, and of course she looks like them and she's beautiful and like model-esque, etc. But I am proud of them. They just dropped the new sister. They were like, you know what? We're kind of out of the limelight. Gigi's with Bradley Cooper, I think, and she's got her baby, the baby of Zayn Malik, by the way, of One Direction fame. And Gigi's over here. First of all, Gigi, just like Kylie Jenner, I put Gigi and Kylie Jenner in the same thing because they were under 18 with these like gross rapper boyfriends who were being predators to them. Like The Weeknd was dating Gigi Hadid when she was definitely underage, and Tyga was dating Kylie Jenner when she was definitely underage. Like that shit is not okay. But we also need to think about the lore and the history of Gigi Hadid, where she came through with the iconic line, "It's quiet for him," in the sneaker video that she did on YouTube, which I will post here. It is very important that we go watch that. It's very good lore. So, yes, if you do have a bastard sister that you haven't shared yet, definitely do that this month. That is a rave review. It's something that all the coolest people are doing. All right, moving on. Elon Musk got punched by Grimes's baby. So he showed up to the White House. First of all, this news drops in my fucking phone from Desi, who's making like a live news article about it, saying that Elon came to the press briefing with a black eye. And of course, I had to go look it up on Twitter and see what was happening. And when asked about his black eye, he says that he had his son, who's, I think now we call him X because his name is a bunch of characters that don't work on an iPhone, or any technology. They aren't real characters or a name or letters. So he said his son was punching something, and then Elon said, "Punch me as hard as you can," and then he did, and then he got a black eye on his right eye, which means that the person was punching with their left hand. And one of my favorite tweets about this is just a bunch of Google searches like, is Trump left-handed? Is Stephen Miller left-handed? Who else left-handed? I did think that was really funny. But nonetheless, the best you could come up with is that your baby hit you. That kid is like, what, 4 years old? Are you kidding me? This man is supposed to take us to Mars and he is getting literally a black eye from his 4-year-old child. I absolutely cannot. Going to Mars? More like going to Mars 2112. I'm going to just take a second here. I will I will do anything in this world to bring up the restaurant Mars 2112 that used to exist. I'm pretty sure it was, is it 50th Street? It's in Midtown. And we went to Mars 2112 once as a kid. We used to go to New York every single year, my mother, my sister, and myself. And of course, we'd be walking all around. I'd wear my like best shoes because my mother would make us walk everywhere. And honestly, it was for the best. So one day we went to this restaurant that used to exist. And it was like a spaceship, and you would go in an elevator and they would take you down to the spaceship, and then people dressed like aliens would serve you your food. And it was such an iconic experience. And every time I'm around there, I bring it up, and no one is like ever indulging me about it, but now is my moment to bring it up again. You know what, Elon? You're not going to Mars. You're going to Mars 2112, or else your kid's going to hit you again, you fucking bitch ass. Okay, take him there. Aliens are going to serve him chicken tenders, bitch. So, yes, Mars 2112 is important to me. I will put it in the show notes. You have to go look at it. I wish it still existed. I need other people to come and validate this experience because otherwise, I'm pretty sure I made it up in my head. Next, Grimes, an artist who I also love very deeply because she's fucking weird. She dropped her like what I eat as a pregnant woman routine for some magazine. Some magazine put Grimes on for a little while when she was hot, and hot in the presses, not like hot attractive. I would never do that to Grimes. So Grimes released like one of those like get ready with me, like her makeup routine, and of course it's really weird, like she's drawing like shapes on her face and shit, like she's doing whatever she dreams because she's a weirdo, and I love that for her. But she did like what I eat as a when I was pregnant, and I swear to God, I want to do a YouTube video like recreating all these meals because they are the like least nutritional value I've ever heard of in my life. Like, no wonder her kid is fucking throwing left hand punches at his own father, which honestly, good for little X. He is doing the Lord's work. He is doing the people's work, throwing hands at his father. But nonetheless, one of them was toast, like white toast, white bread that she put in the toaster and toasted. and then she would melt a bunch of butter on a plate or in a pan, and then just like put the toast in on both sides until it's dripping and soaking in butter, and then eat that. She is 12. She is me when I was 6. I used to eat the stick of butter. It is crazy. Every time I would go to my grandfather's house, he'd be like, "Get the bread and butter. She's starving. Look at her." Me, I weighed like 60 pounds at age 3. It was insane. Like, I just can't even imagine. I fucking love bread and butter. So I actually feel Grimes on that. I'm going to feel her on that. I'm going to say rave review Grimes pregnancy meals. Okay, moving on. Grave review. First grave review, and I think maybe the only one, is going to be group chat etiquette. I have, first of all, if we are in a group chat and we're texting offline, and I sent you a text, I launch you a text personally, and then you reply in the group chat to something else before replying to me personally, I take that really seriously. Okay. And I know that was a lot of words very quickly, but I'm gonna need y'all to keep up. Okay. It's Pride Month. So if we are in two chats, we're in a group chat and a personal chat, and I send you a text personally, and then you don't text me back, but you text the group back, that's fake person behaviors. Okay. And I believe in texting back before posting. This is gonna be, listen, you gay people, I know that you're always on that damn phone. I know you're on that damn phone. So when you post something and I see that you posted and you didn't text me back, I'm gonna hit you back on your phone and be like, hey, reply to my text. Did you cancel me? Did you remove, like, did you turn off cellular? Hello? Are you on Wi Fi? Are you in Europe? Hello, bitch. Can I live? So, okay, group chat etiquette, those are the first two rules, is don't post before texting me back, and don't text back in the group chat before texting me back personally. Okay? Two rules. Thank you. So this is Gab's rules of etiquette, ROE rules of etiquette. And next, we're going to talk about this Liberty group chat. So I shout out to Chris, seatmate at the New York Liberty, for adding me to a ticket group chat. So I have half of our season tickets. And so when I want to sell them, I'm like, okay, I can just sell them on Ticketmaster, or I want to give them to other like gay people or Liberty fans. So she adds me to this group chat. At the time she added me, there was probably 200 people, 250 people in it. And I had some like mutuals who I knew. So I was like, okay, this is a safe space. People were like going back and forth, just selling their tickets, selling, buying, whatever. I posted my tickets. They sold. All went well. We were all very happy to see that. But then the chat started to grow. The chat was growing, and then the game started happening. And so people started to share like photos of them at the game, photos of the mascot, photos of the players. They started talking about merch. They started talking about other things, having the best time. LOL, this game really good. We are in a tickets group chat. The purpose is to sell tickets. Finally, people start going off about the mascot. They're like, wow, the mascot seems to have boobs these days. I think they gave Ellie boobs. I think they gave Ellie a BBL. I think Ellie's wearing a waist trainer. I think Ellie's dancing is a little lackluster today. I think that Ellie is different from last season. Ellie's definitely different from last season. So all of this starts happening in the chat, and I had to mute this shit so fast on my phone. Like, I cannot be getting push notifications for, first of all, any apps. Second of all, certainly not for the WhatsApp app. Are you kidding me? Now that I know they have these commercials saying that all their shit's private, I just know that they had some leak and they're trying to do this shit to cover it up. Listen, it's all a conspiracy. Nonetheless, moving on. So all of this starts to happen in the chat, and I need a fucking hero. I need a hero to come in as the people's champion and say, this is a chat to sell and buy tickets. We do not need to be having this happening, but it can't be me, because that's social suicide. I'm not going to go in there and be a narc and shut people down. I'm just going to mute the chat and hope that somebody comes through as the chat cops and keeps everybody correct. Finally, during one of the games, somebody drops a poll and they're like, do you think that the mascot is the same as last season or not? Is it new or are they old? People are really indulging this mascot conversation. Finally, my hero comes through. Somebody comes in. I don't understand why we're having all of this discourse about Ellie. We should just be really grateful that we are having an amazing mascot and we have a wonderful team and an incredible energy. I was like, yes, bitch. You are not here policing the chat, but you are here saying this is absolutely ridiculous discourse. Not encouraging people to stick to the theme of tickets, but still did shut down the exciting energy. Then the person replies like, we're all just having this in good fun. And now, oh my God, now everyone's like, oh, there's 20% off at the store. Oh, they're selling a book from last year's finals and all the players signed it. Oh, I have this rep. So finally they started a Google sheet and it's all going there. But the group chat is out of fucking control. Now there's over 300 people in it. People are selling day of tickets at cost. People are selling tickets 30 minutes before the game for the same price that they bought them for. I said, girl, you're going to have to discount those, babes. You had 20 minutes. You know, you have 30 minutes, 30 minutes, 30, 30. You got to drop that price. How the fuck are you going to sell? How are you trying to sell me the ticket that I could buy on the internet for the same price? Like, you should be buying, you need to get rid of this ticket more than I need to be in there. Hello. I cannot. The scammers. I was like, these LGBTQ people, they really are trying to sell these tickets 30 minutes before the game for the cost that they bought them. I'm like, listen, they need your money. You know, we are working at libraries. We are working at nonprofits. We are working at local donation centers. Okay. We need this money. And we also need to support the liberty. It's crazy out here. So if you're ever in a group chat with me, make sure that you act correct. Otherwise, I will be leaving the chat. And if you're hitting me up on WhatsApp, don't, because I do not check it. I do not have push notifications, and I'm so sorry. Moving on. Can I say something? Store music. Oh my God. I heard, and during AAPI month, no less, this was when May was still happening. I heard Gangnam Style in an Ace Hardware. And it really changed the vibe of the store. I do feel like store music is completely underrated. It can completely set the tone for you. When there's no music, I'm like, I wish a little something was happening right now. I wish I could hum a little something. And I'm not creative enough. If I'm at a Marshall's and I hear a song, it's like sort of overwhelming. It's like being in a Hollister. Remember Hollister? It was like the club for 9-year-olds. It was dark and it smelled so strongly. It was attacking your senses. The music was so loud. It was so dark and it smelled so much like men's body spray. And then there were like ab models out the front. They were truly making it the club for 9-year-olds. I'm not even kidding. So like Hollister knew what it was like to create a vibe, albeit the vibe was dark room nightclub for teens. Meanwhile, Ace Hardware, Gangnam Style, criminal. When I am buying and then subsequently returning this cart that I keep going to buy soda from Target at, I don't want to hear Gangnam Style. And also, jail to the person who let Glee do Gangnam Style. Who the fuck greenlit them doing a K-pop song? And also, Psy, the guy who does Gangnam Style, is very famous in Korea and still does it. And he is like selling out stadium tours. He actually has other songs. I had no idea. Okay, moving on. I'm sorry. I was on the subway. This is I'm sorry to all my religious baddies because I was praying to some lord somewhere this weekend. I was on the subway and you know how like sometimes the subway will just like stop and then go again or like the lights will flicker on or off. Well, I'm on the subway and it's kind of feeling like faster than normal. And this is a subway that goes like over the river, over East River. And it's always like a nice view, but I always get a little like, a little shaky when it goes over the river because I'm like, these bridges are old as fuck. Like, they are no way they're meeting any standards or codes. No one's looking at these bridges. Like, oh, how are you going to tell me that those wires have been replaced? Are you kidding me? Okay, so this woman next to me on the train starts to pray. And I don't know if it is because of the train movements or what the reason was, but bitch, I was praying too. If I'm locking in too, if I see you audibly praying, saying Hail Marys, saying the other one, Holy Father, what's the other one? Our Father. If you're doing Hail Marys and Our Fathers and you are praying the rosary, she was going bead by bead. You know how you pray the rosary? You have to do it all those times. Isn't it like the big beads are Our Fathers and the little ones are Hail Marys? Hail Mary? Hail Mary. That's the prayer, or is that a football term, or is it both? Oh my God. Somebody come and save me, okay? So I did start to sort of say, like, listen, I know I'm not religious and I know that I don't really have a God, capital G, more of like a spiritual essence type of vibe. But I was like, listen, whoever's saving her, I'm going to need, by the transitive property, us to also be saved as well. If anything good happens to her, if she gets saved, I'm being saved too. And listen, I was talking to my friend Lena, who is a former Mormon, and she was talking about how a lot of what would happen in the Mormon church, should you be like a what do they call it? Like in good standing with the church, you can do these ceremonies to baptize your dead family. So she went and baptized her past grandmother. And her reasoning was like, well, if all this ends up being real, I want my grandmother to be in heaven. So like, of course I got baptized in her name because, if it's real, I'm going. So I want her to be there too. And that was sort of my energy on the train. Like, if she's going to be safe because she's doing all these prayers, I'm going to be safe as well, but might as well join in. like, just in case this is that moment, not to quote Sam Smith here, but everybody prays in the end. That's all I'm going to say. All right, moving on. Song of the week is Man of the Year by Lord. I shed a tear for this bitch. Oh my God, it's so good. It is so spectacular. So that song is making me cry. It is very beautiful. But you know what's been my ADHD song of today? It's cancelable. Last Night remix by Morgan Wallen. It's a remix and it's not by him, so I don't even want to hear it. Don't listen for him. I listen because it's EDM. Okay, it's good. And Just Keep Watching by Tate McRae, the F1 song, that is pretty good. And Take Me Back by Haim. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say. And I'm gonna say 3 songs, and I'm only gonna add one of them. I'm only gonna add the Lord song to the playlist. Okay, and that's all. I cannot wait for what continues to happen this Pride Month. It has been an absolute delight to get to deliver you all this incredible gay rave news. New logo still coming soon. We have 2 bingos. We have the Bush bingo on the 11th. We have Upside bingo on the 18th. We have trivia at Wandering Barman on the 15th. And I'm still scheduling karaoke. I think it's going to be first week of July. And I'm still scheduling the arm wrestling competition. I also think that's going to be later June or July. Either way, follow me on Instagram. All I need is like 13 more followers to get to 300, I think, if per my last count. Also, if I voice memo Ginge and ask her to give me a testimonial about me listening to Same Love by Macklemore, I will add that here now. Yes, 13 more followers to get to 300. Organic growth, baby. Let's fucking go. So, happy Pride Month to all. We will be here every week of Pride Month, back hungover, talking to you about all of the tea, all of the JoJo Siwa, Chris Hughes, perv ass tea, all this time. Until next time, this has been Gay Rave, and I am the Gabby L, and the L is for, say it with me, love you. Bye.
That's what she said. And you know what? What was that? Okay, James.
If you're still here, we have our audios from Ginge. Okay, ready?
You know, Gab, just because that Macklemore used to love to draw doesn't mean that he was gay. Yes, you played that song on repeat over and over and over again in college. And then one time I told somebody Macklemore was gay and they looked at me like I was crazy. So thanks for that. Also, not just the song, the music video.